All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we're going to be talking about how you are not going to be worrying about unnecessary stuff in the new year. Okay, so let's get started. All right, today's Bible verse is going to be Luke chapter 10, verse 42. So make sure you guys open up the Bibles, get in the Word, let God speak to you what He wants to speak to you about, pray, and open up the lines of communication. Okay, so at this point in the Bible, there are two sisters, Mary and Martha, and they are making preparations, or they're supposed to be making preparations because there's going to be a bunch of people over at their house, right? And they're going to be hosting. So one of the sisters is in the kitchen and she's doing all of the work. And the other sister is basically just sitting at Jesus's feet and listening to everything that he's saying. Well, the one sister that's in the kitchen comes to Jesus and basically starts saying, I've been doing everything. I'm worried. I'm stressed out. Tell my sister to help me. And Jesus tells her, you're worried about many things, but your sister's chosen what's right, and I won't take that away from her. Okay, so what does that mean for you? Going into the new year, you should not be worried about everything like that. That's not the type of life that God wants for you to have. And you need to think about who you actually think God is and his abilities. Like, do you actually, when you read the Bible, do you actually believe that he's the God that parted the seas? Do you believe that he's the God that came back to life after he was crucified? Do you believe that he can do anything and everything because he made it all and he owns it all and he spoke it into life? Do you believe that? If you believe him to be that, then you will not worry and live this life where you're stressed out and you're making decisions based on fear and you're not confident and you don't take chances and you don't believe that he's actually going to come through because you don't believe he actually has those abilities that he does have. Okay? So who do you say God is? If you spend your time worrying, trying to fix things yourself, complaining because you need other people's help, then you will live a life that's like that. You'll be unsatisfied. You will constantly be seeking human opinions and advice for answers and help, and you will never see God move in your life. The other sister knew that everything that she needed was at God's feet. She didn't have to worry and stress out about the food. And in all actuality, Jesus just took fish and like a loaf of bread and a few little fishies, and he fed thousands of people off of that. So there was no need to do any of that stuff. It was unnecessary. All you needed to do was sit at God's feet, listen to him, and make decisions that are going to be faith-based, righteous decisions. Decisions where you're going to actually see God move in your life, where you're going to see miracles, where you're going to see him part the seas, where you're going to see all of the great things that he's actually able to do. If you're just worried and trying to do it yourself, how can he help you? There's some towns that Jesus went to where he had to leave because he could not do the miracles because of their disbelief. It would have been wasted time for him to do that because they wouldn't have believed and they wouldn't have thanked God, and it wouldn't have been for God's glory, and they would have just continued to live life the same. In fact, it might have actually hurt them, so he couldn't do what he wanted to do for them there. Don't be that person. Don't be the person that worries and complains and only believes like what they can see. There's so much more to life, and there's so much more to God. So you need to ask yourself that going into the new year, the type of life you want to live starting next year. Do you believe that God can do anything for you? Do you believe that he can part the seas for you? Do you believe that he can bring back dead situations, financial, health, whatever you're going through? Do you believe that he can actually do those things? Because if you do, you will make completely different decisions. You will not be making these safe, fearful decisions where you always play it safe and nothing ever works out for you, and you're just sad and miserable all the time because you think that God doesn't care. Do you want to live like that? Or you want to live the other way? He's the God of miracles. He can do it for you. You want that marriage, you want whatever it is that you want. You just have to sit at his feet, listen, and do everything according to his will, and you will have the abundant life that he's desiring for you. You will not be fearful. You will not be worrisome all the time. Will it be perfect? Absolutely not. There's going to be horrible things that happen. It happens every day. We live in a fallen world. However, you can choose to walk with a God who loves and cares and protects you as best as he can. And until your time on this planet's done, you're going to walk with him. You're going to sit at his feet. So you decide which sister you want to be. You want to be the one worrying in the kitchen, doing everything by yourself. You get no help. You get nothing gets done. And you got to ask everybody else for help and you complain all the time. Or you want to be the one that's sitting at God's feet. The one that he's just sitting in peace, just waiting for God to finish the meal for her. Okay? Think about that. Really honestly think about that, because it does matter and it changes your whole outlook on life. It'll change your whole life for the better if you just give it all to him and understand that he loves you and he can do anything at any moment in time. Anything is possible with him. Okay? All right. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, and comment as always, and I will see you guys back here next time.